Okay, this is a good time to start with this tram just going past. I'm in Christchurch today, and this is where I spent a lot of time in my psychology career. You'll see the reason why is right behind me here, and this is the ruins of the Canterbury earthquake just up here behind me that you'll see. This is the cathedral that was ruined by those tremors, both of them back in 2010 and 2011. I spent the next 5 to 8 years, depending upon level of intensity, working here in this city, helping with all the psychological trauma that happened in the city, but also contributing to the efforts to rejuvenate and rebuild the city in my own small way. And I've just had a coffee with my colleagues who's also kind of like left her profession of helping and is doing helping in another way now, but it's so lovely to see her. And I saw her in that building just over there. That's actually the new public library that was built out of the rebuild of Christchurch. And I emceed an event just in that building over there. This big building here with all the grey tiles, tessellating tiles, that is the new exhibition centre here in Christchurch. A couple of years ago, I emceed a big education conference there. It all feels like another lifetime ago. Now, it's been quite rainy here today in Christchurch at the beginning of the day. So we're going to have a little bit of a wander around. I'll just bring this screen back up of Christchurch, through Christchurch, and you'll be able to see a little bit of the city as we go along. You'll have to excuse all the noise that's going on behind me here as well. And I'm just getting some instructions because I want to end up by the river in about 15 minutes time. So this is going to be another one of those one-take videos. This is the Insta360 X4. I'm using the Rode Wireless Pro if you're thinking about the kit that I'm using today in order to make this video. And I've also been in Christchurch today testing the Insta360 Go 3S as a vlogging camera. That's been the first time that I've used that little device as a vlogging camera here in Christchurch. And what I have to say is that using 4K video, which I've used most of the time, I've used a little 2.7K 50 frames per second, really does whack the battery. So I have noticed that as a difference from the Go 3, but it has also been really cold here today. And I was filming earlier on today in the International Antarctic Centre in the storm room, where it got really cold, minus 18 degrees for a short period of time, but it was long enough. So yeah, if you're interested in that video, check the link at the end of this video. But anyway, I'm walking here through Christchurch. You can scroll around. You can see this big mural here with a bird, a waxeye, I believe, that's kind of like next to me. And you'll see a bit of Christchurch city centre as we walk on by as well. Now let me just check what my phone is telling me to do. Oh, it looks like we're going in the right direction. I'll just walk through this 5 lanes B&Z centre, and you can check out a little bit around how the X4 performs in this kind of light. Yeah, so I've spent pretty much all day here today in Christchurch. I'm here for a few more hours, but after this video here, I'll probably start winding up and then getting the bus back to the airport, and then just chilling there and getting some dinner in the lounge there. I'm lucky enough to have a lounge pass with Air New Zealand, and if I'm smart about it, I'll be able to get some dinner there before I head on the plane home. Now I'm using the shorty selfie stick here today, the shortest one, which is good enough for like being in cities. I don't necessarily want to go for any fake drone shots today. This is really just a vlog for me to talk to you as I'm going along. So yeah, you can see it's been a rainy day, but it's got a little bit clearer. Christchurch is if you didn't know, it's the biggest city on the South Island of New Zealand. And it is a pretty city. It was known as the Garden City before the earthquakes hit. I'm not sure if it still uses that. It's a description in the marketing that they may use to sell themselves. It's pretty quiet here. It's just getting up to close of business on a Wednesday afternoon in kind of like the middle of winter. This is July the 3rd that I'm filming this on in here in New Zealand. So yeah, it's there's a lot going on in the world at the moment. We've just had the French elections, first round of the parliamentary elections. We've got the UK general election going on tomorrow, as well as US Independence Day. And then we've got the second round of the French parliamentary elections. We've got the Euro football championships going on in the sporting world. And it's not long until we have the Olympics in Paris either. So yeah, we've got a lot going on in the world at the moment, both in politics and in terms of sport, as well as Wimbledon, the tennis world, which I don't normally watch, but I have access to highlights. So I might try and watch a little bit of that. If you've been watching or following anything in particular recently, let me know in the comments. And also, let me know what you think about this footage. It's very kind of urban footage that we're getting here at the moment, but soon we'll get into the, let me just check where we're going here. Yep, I'm going down here, and then I'm turning right, and then I should be getting towards where I want to be going. And of course my shoelaces come undone just when I'm trying to do a one take. Just when I'm trying to do a one take shot here with this X4, which is yeah, not really what I needed. So here's a big police station that we're going past here, and I do believe that this is the Justice and Emergency Services precinct, and I think this is a court here on the left. Yes, these are the law courts just out here on the left. So yeah, this really is the kind of administrative centre of Christchurch. And just over here is the Riverside market. If you go to my Go3S vlog from today, you'll see a little bit of footage from that. It's a wonderful little place, really helped to mark the rejuvenation of the city when this place opened. It's a great meeting place to come for something to eat or drink. Great lunchtime and coffee spot. Love heading there when I get to the city, which hasn't been that often. I guess we had 2018 was really when I kind of wound up my work here in this city. And then we had the blip. I'm just checking I'm going the right direction. I think actually I want to get across here. And then I'll figure out where I'm going after that and just get across this road. Yeah, here we are. I'll just go down this place called Oxford Terrace. This is a much greener part of the city. And you'll see this church here, St. Michael and All Angels, just here on my left. And then I think we're going to be walking past like one of the big hospitals here as well. There's a little bit of a breeze here. I'm hoping that the Rode wireless mic is doing a decent job of picking up my voice, but that wind muff is also closing down that wind as well. All right. Now, if I go down here, if I remember rightly, this is the path down to the Avon, and we'll also go past the Remembrance Wall, which is about that earthquake. And the Avon looks like it's running quite full today. If you look down here with me, just down there, you should be able to see it now, and you'll certainly be able to see a little bit more of it as we go down this pathway. So you've seen a little bit of the kind of like the wreckage that was left from the Canterbury earthquakes. You've seen a bit of the rejuvenated city, what's been rebuilt. Now this is the Remembrance Wall, and this is the Avon, which is really the life artery of Christchurch. And you can see it's running pretty full and pretty fast. I mean, it's normally a smaller stream than this, but there's been quite a lot of rain over the last wee while. So you'll see it's running right up to the top of the step here. You can see all the names here. The Canterbury Earthquake Memorial. You can see them marked here. In terms of loss of life, there were many lost. Perhaps not as many as in some other places in the world when they have big earthquakes, because there's a lower population here in New Zealand. But in terms of the economic and cultural damage that was done to the city, it was immense. Absolutely immense at the time. And it's been a long, hard struggle to get back to where the city is today. But it's also one of the more successful stories in New Zealand here at the moment. Let's get up here. We'll get over to the other side of this bridge, and we'll join the riverbank again. We'll just walk along by the river. Just walk here for a second. You can observe some of the traffic coming through. Just up that way here, up from where the traffic is coming, that's the Port Hills. And you can see reasonable traffic flow for a Wednesday afternoon. Still quite early, not exactly rush hour yet. But just wait here until we get the right lights across, because it's a bit of a complicated junction here, as you can see. And we'll just walk up down by the river. There's even a little bit of blue sky you can see out there. I wonder how this is going to look. I'm going to render this out on Desktop Studio, the Insta360 Desktop Studio on my Mac when I get home, and I'll upload this sometime next week for you to have a look at. I know that the Queenstown video that I put up got listed on a playlist, and it's had a ton of views, and I think people have enjoyed it. So I'm hoping that people will also enjoy this one here today. It's quite a different kind of environment that I'm showing you around. These bare trees, the winter landscape, but also this green grass as well, and the fast flowing river. You can see that duck absolutely cruising down here pretty quickly. You can see continuing work here going on the left over here. These are office buildings here that are pretty new, and a new building going up here on the left. You can see that crane just pulling up those concrete slabs up the top. Looks kind of car parkish at the moment. Car parkish, but I don't know if it's going to end up being that. But you can see all the reinforcement and cross beams that are going in there. So that's particular earthquake strengthening to stop the building from pancaking down if there was a strong earth shake. And there is still, you know, in New Zealand, full stop, it's known as the Shaky Isles for a reason. You know, there are, we have a history of earthquakes, we have ongoing earthquakes. Doesn't seem to be quite as many as Japan. There seems to be even more going on there. But yeah, we do have more than our fair share of earthquakes in this part of the world. Okay. Got a few places here down by the river now. I'll just walk across that little bridge that you can see on the other side of this green patch. And this is the area where in the summer you'll have little boats over here that you can go punting on. So that's when you have the long pole and you put that in the water and you kind of push yourself along, using that pole to push your boat along for long lazy afternoons in the summer. Bit of a tradition taken from kind of English towns like on the Thames, up in Oxford, that sort of neck of the woods in England, my country of origin, well, where I was born and brought up and lived until I was 35 years old. And when I moved to New Zealand, give or take a couple of years, when I was back working in the UK, doing various different jobs, including working for a minister in Parliament, which is a very interesting time and a story for another another video sometime. Remind me if I forget to tell you. All right, so we're here. I'll just hang out over the bridge here for a little while whilst you can have a look around. Managed to get here all right. You can see that guy over there. It says the Antigua boat sheds, punting on the Avon. He's doing a little skid down to the watermark, and he's wearing a hat called a boater. So you can see the water's not flowing so fast over here. It's not quite so narrow. It's a little bit deeper perhaps in this channel. A couple of ducks down there. The crane's still in action here behind me. You've got the flag kind of fluttering over here on this flagpole just here on the left. And behind me you can see people walking past, heading home most likely, or to pick up their kids. I might be a bit late for that now. Heading home after their work on a Wednesday. All right, I'll take you to see the other side of the bridge. Here we go. Bit more light on this side and a little bit more blue in the sky. So yeah, don't forget, you can scroll around and look at everything that I've shown you in this video again. And I will stop there. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Check this one out next.